So we want to show other resonance forms that are possible for this compound and then rank them to see which is the best contributor and the worst contributor and so on. So right away I see that I have an allylic lone pair, so I can show allylic lone pair resonance. Lone pair becomes a pi bond and pi bond becomes a lone pair. So let's see where that brings us. We show our resonance arrow, and now this nitrogen will have a double bond to carbon and then another double bond to nitrogen. And then we see actually that this is a pretty symmetrical molecule, so I can do a second type of resonance like that, another allylic lone pair, where lone pair becomes a pi bond becomes a lone pair, and then that would be kind of similar to the first structure, but now it's this first nitrogen that would have two lone pairs and a single bond, and then the triple bond to the second nitrogen. And now when we go to check the formal charges, we see that this first nitrogen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The nitrogen only wants 5, so this now has a negative charge. And then the nitrogen on the right has 1, 2, 3, 4, but nitrogen wants 5, so it's missing an electron, so this is an N+. So these are the best resonance forms with filled octets. You can also maybe think about having an additional resonance form where this pi bond just breaks and moves to the more electronegative atom, and that would give us N- over here, and then a double bond, and then this nitrogen would be neutral, and now would be the carbon in the middle that has the positive charge. Okay, now when we go to rank them, this last resonance form that I just drew would be the worst because it is missing an octet. It's missing an octet on the carbon, so that was actually the least significant resonance form. And the other, when we look at the other three, this one on the top right is the best because it has no formal charges. It has filled octet and it has no charges, so that's the best. And these, the other two are equivalent because they both have an N- and an N+, but they all have filled octets. So these are equivalent and second best. So when we look at this one and this one, those would be equivalent and second best.